Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Monday morning, starting off another week on Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate your viewership and your loyalty you've given us over the years. Thank you very much. Our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. And another comfortable day, and the whole week looks comfortable. High today 73, low 60. That's Chamber of Commerce weather. All important water temperature brought to us by Alco Electric out of Lynn Haven. We're looking at a 64.2, went up another degree over the weekend. So that's something now, it really is. I know y'all, I don't want to belabor the point, but this water temperature is just so important, not just salt water, but fresh water. Our Monday moon phase brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at the full moon is Wednesday night, and it should be really popping out, should be beautiful this time of the year. So Wednesday night will be the full moon. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at today's tides, today is February the 10th. And we're looking at strong tides for the next couple of days. So really good situation there. Wind's gonna be coming southwest at about 5 to 10. Okay, well, we'll take our break. Before we do, keep in mind, all you guys out there, that Friday is Valentine's Day. So keep that in mind. Go ahead and put it on the calendar if you haven't done it yet. Take care of business. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. If you're like me, you always like to get your calendar sort of planted ahead of time and everything sort of situated out for the next month or 2 months or 3 months, and even in the long range. But this is always important, this one right here. How about the Sea Quarters Marina Kingfish Shootout? This is established 21 years ago, and we got to fish it that 21 years ago, been fished it most of the time. The 22nd annual Kingfish Shootout. It's a one-day tournament. It's going to be June the 14th. A guaranteed payout $24,000. Now, sort of over the years, it's changed a little bit in that because they put red snapper in here. So first place king mackerel is $5,000, and first place snapper is $5,000. Which I like that idea. It gives you can troll a while, you can free line, or you can just bottom fish, and then the first place Spanish is $2,000, so you can fish right near shore. So it's just a great one, and as we always talk about, the bottom line, all profits go to the Leukemia Research Foundation. So what a special tournament, what a special place down there. It's just near to my heart, this one right here is. So we're going to be there. Tony Bass, you watching this morning up there in Valdosta, go ahead and get it on the calendar. Okay, buddy. It used to be, let me tell you real quick, this used to be a 2-day tournament, and it was tough fishing. It used to be all day Saturday, and most of the day Sunday at about 2 or 3 o'clock, and it was hard fishing, but man, it was a fun fishing. You got tired, you got worn out, but man, that's a good feeling. But they, not too long ago, well, 8 or 9 years ago, they switched it to a one-day tournament, which is really better, especially as you get older. That one-day tournament sounds a lot better. All right, moving on. Okay, I got this up. Terry Jaseski from down at Howard, well, not Howard Creek, he's down there, works at Blue Water once a week. But anyway, we're talking about the cold weather, and I was talking about this on Friday's show, but read that second sentence. He was up in Alaska, taken from someone who lived there and experienced 40 degrees below zero for a week, and we never had a shortage of mosquitoes. So mosquitoes can, we're talking about them living through the snow, they can make it. So anyway, thanks, Terry. Listen, this is, I got to confirm this, but I saw it and I need to check on it, but the first positive case of CWD in Georgia deer, and they've established a CWD management zone that encompasses Lanier and Barron counties, and I pulled up the map. Here's the map right here of CWD in Georgia. That's sort of the first I've heard. Not good news, and we're going to sort of follow up on it and make sure all this is good information. Anyway, I always get fascinated by the number of counties up in Georgia. There's like over 100 counties. Okay. If you want some fish, talking about Alaska now, what made me think about it, I pulled up some prices on fishing You can go up there and spend a week, or you can just order it. How about a 2-pound package, $139? How about right here, 20 pounds, Alaska Seafood Company, 20 pounds of $607. I think we'll order some of that. But you see the prices on it. It's amazing, but it's in stock, and it's wild caught. Every one of them says wild caught except the top one, right there, wild caught. Anyway, you can get it. You don't have to go all the way to Alaska. All right. Our girl Ariel Payne. Ariel, she went fishing with her papa. Well, right here. Poppy gave me a cast net refresher, and I caught one single mudlet today out of Freeport. And I'm so proud of Ariel. Here she is right here. I said, I'm proud of my outdoor ed girl. And she learned how to cast net in the outdoor ed class, but she had to get a refresher from her grandpa, and this is, she got a mullet. So anyway, well, I've got to get Ariel back on the show. That girl's a good outdoor girl. We've talked about this before. I haven't talked about it in a long time. I was talking about a world record bass. This is something I always went over with my class because it's such a unique story, and they sort of sum it up right here. It was called 1932, especially when I was collecting old fishing tackle. This story was really legendary, but this guy, George Perry, caught it, and he caught the fish with a friend, and anyway, what happened, he actually shared a rod and reel. It doesn't say right here. He entered the fish in a big fish contest, and he won a shotgun, a clothing, and Perry's fish fed the family for a family of 6. This is the true part here, for 2 meals. Here it is right here. Okay, 1932. But what's cool is they have isn't this something, historical marker. He was a 20-year-old farm boy, and that's America's most famous fish. It goes on to talk about it in Montgomery Lake, which is now, guess what? The saddest thing about this whole story, that Montgomery Lake area, guess what? Developers pushed dirt in it and developed it. There's no more Montgomery Lake. Is that not typical of what some developers will do? But anyway, I just want to talk about what made it, it's close to Helena, Georgia. What made it a record, and that's what I always told my students, there were a lot of big bass caught, but he happened to catch it and take it into the town at the hardware store, and the genuine, the store sold everything, but they had a scale. It was a grocery store, hardware store combined, and they had a legitimate certified scale, and when they weighed it, that's what made it a legitimate weight. So he was able to claim, they took pictures of it and all, but he didn't get it mounted. He took it home and had 2 meals off of it for a family of 6. So, well, what a great story. I used to tell my students about it. They just shake their head. I don't know if all of them believed it or not, but true story. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We've got to get caught up on our pictures. I'm not going to get them all in. Maybe I'll finish up tomorrow, because I found some things, some emails and messages that I got caught up with during the snow, and I went making a snowman and forgot to answer all my messages. But here's one right here. My buddy up there in Youngstown, my former honor student, Phil Hathaway, head coach. First time for us hunting in a snowstorm in northwest Florida. My son Jake said it was a once in a lifetime event. Believe it or not, there was a doe in my feet on a Tuesday afternoon. Got to zoom in to see it. It was an experience I'll never forget. Also, we need to add your name to the bucket list. Jake Hathaway, Youngstown, and Big Phil Hathaway, former honor student, which is not true, but he was. We'd talk about it. But that's the snow up there in Youngstown, and there he is. I told him I look like a mountain man up there hunting in the snow. Thank you, Phil. Good to hear from you. How about David Gilmore, a loyal viewer? February 1st was a good day. How about an 8-point and a 6-point? They came out 30 minutes apart. With God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26. I said, wow, David, congratulations, and what a special day. That's 2 fine bucks. I know you must have been a happy hunter. Thanks for sharing. And here it is right here. How about that? 30 minutes apart, they walk out. You just never know. They're so unpredictable. Good job, David Gilmore. This is interesting now, that talking about the governor's budget, and FWC was tickled about it, because here's what they're doing for different things in the state of Florida where the governor proposed. I'm just going to go through them pretty fast. The top one, how about the Apalachicola Bay oysters? They're going to recommend $30 million to restore and recover the oyster habitat. This is great news. And then, okay, a couple of other things. I thought this was good too. Investing in Florida's artificial reefs, that's $10 million. Public access to shooting sports and wild game, that's just some shooting facilities in Liberty County and Polk County. Folks, $9.2 million. I'm excited to see what's going on in Liberty County. That's cool stuff there. And then sort of goes on down at Everglades and maintain the law. The bottom one, maintain the law and order. We need that. But the other one too, I guess I marked it off, was investing, this is right here, the bottom line, way down there, promoting Florida's access to public boat ramps. And I don't have the details on that, but anyway, that's going to be important. Okay, beware of Valentine's scams. My husband ordered me expensive jewelry, but they sent fishing gear. Gail, I tried to order something real nice for you. All right, Elliot Melvin posted this. I don't know Sean Bierman, but this is for you turkey hunters. This is interesting. We are taking in turkey members for this season and future seasons. The property is 25,000 acres in Gulf County. It's infested with turkeys. We mainly deer hunt the property and can't hardly keep corn on the ground due to the turkeys. And that's a good problem to have. $1,500. Currently there are only 3 members who hunt the property in turkey season. It's tougher hunting, thick woods and all that. Sean Bierman, they sent some, here's some pictures real quick of the turkeys off their game feeder. I mean, this was just what, last week, February the 5th. Look at all the turkeys out there. He just had slews of them. And you know what, I understand what's going on because, you know, some guys just want to get on a lease and deer hunt and that's it. But there's a hardcore group of turkey hunters who are looking for places. So Sean Bierman, I'm sure you can find out what lease it is. Elliot Melvin posted it. And that's a really interesting opportunity. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, got a quick video coming up this time of year. It's middle of February, but March is going to be here. Spring's going to be here. We've got to start throwing that cast net. And I put this together not too long ago, well, after Hurricane Michael, on how to throw a cast net. And I always love talking about it. I love teaching in class, and I still love teaching, so I have a video of it. It's a little 6-minute video on how to throw a cast net. It's very interesting. I just did it in the yard, made it real simple. So we're going to watch this video, then we're going to come back and finish up on the pictures. Okay, on how to throw a cast net or how to cast a net. Now let me preface this demonstration by first saying there are all kind of ways you can do it. If your grandpa showed you this or Uncle Joe showed you that, by all means do it that way. I'm basing mine on my teaching experience and teaching thousands of kids how to do this, and the simplest and easiest way for them to learn. I worked on all kind of ways and all, but this just turned out really good for the kids when they tried it. So this is a method I'm going to teach you. Okay. First of all, we just keep them. We keep them in 5-gallon buckets. We kept all our nets in 5-gallon buckets. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is make it up. Okay. So now, always put that on your wrist to make sure it's on there because they do slip off. So people always ask, what size loop do you make when you start looping it? It doesn't really matter, just whatever you're comfortable with when you're just looping up the rope, okay? So now, you get at the top. Now, a couple of basic things here. This is a horn, okay? By the way, this is a handmade net by the one and only Bill McNeil, the St. Andrew Bay net maker from old school. I think he still makes some. If he does, you better get one. That's all I got to say. You got a good net here. You got the swivel. Now you want this swivel to not be down in the neck. You want it up here, out of it. Okay, so it's going to be right there. So you're going to grab it with your left hand. So I got everything in my left hand. Okay. Then let me kick the bucket. Gail's waiting for me to kick the bucket. Okay, so you're going to hold it out, and now you're going to hold it out in front of you. And you're going to go down, basically, and notice how I go down about a little bit below my waist right here. And I'm going to make one loop. And it's going to be according to the size of the net. If it's a big net, you might make 2 loops, okay? Once I do that, I'm going to hold it up, and on the lead line, okay, I'm going to find it halfway to the lead line, which would be about right here. I'm gonna put this over my shoulder. I'll get enough back here that's going to stay. All right, now, the next step, you put your right leg out, okay, and then you come up underneath the net, and you can what I call scoop it, come up underneath the net, go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about, basically you're getting about half the net. Usually 3 to 4 scoops, you got half the net. And then with that open hand, come up by your right leg and grab the part that you put over there on the right side of your leg, okay? Now what you're gonna do, okay, now I'm gonna rotate back, I'm gonna swivel my shoulders back, sort of hold it out from me. I just cast it like this. It's a simple cast. It's very simple. Okay. Now practice doing it in the yard. This is what I do. I used to have a lot of pine trees before Hurricane Michael. I always get pine needles in it, but I don't worry about that anymore. All my pine trees are gone. So bring it back up, and when you pick it back up, always sort of make sure everything's coming in level, okay? Make sure everything's level and not tangled up any. And just hold it up. Okay, you do have a little pine needles in it, but that's not gonna hurt anything. So, and then now, so practice over and over. Don't wear yourself out doing it. And then after you practice, go out the next day and do it again at a different angle. I don't want to get too complicated, but you can adjust your own throw according to the size of the net you have. So you and your net are sort of a bond as to what you're going to do. This is a fairly heavy net. I've got a light net over here, and I have to really put a lot of oomph into it to get it spread out because it's a lot bigger net. So all different nets and all. So anyway, I hope this helps you. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to walk down to my dock and throw it off the water, okay? Okay, I'm going to walk out on the dock and just throw it one time just to sort of show you a longer version of it. But now I cannot walk very far out of my dock. If you look, it took a beating from Hurricane Sally, which was Category 2 over in the Alabama state line. That shows how much effect it can have. I lost a lot of boards. I got to redo my dock, so I'm gonna wait till maybe after Christmas. But I sure do miss it. But I can't walk that very far. Now when you finish, of course you're going to wash it off good, but you want to hang it up. You don't throw it back in the bucket. I got old nail here. You just want to hang it up so it'll dry out. Okay, the wind coming, it's pretty windy today, so it's going to dry out pretty good. So let it dry out, and that's how you take care of it. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. A lot of interesting things in throwing a cast net. Very simple to do. Just get out and practice. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. How about 9:31 to 11:31 this morning, this evening from 9:57 to 11:57. Real quick, I just want to, all kinds of things going on as far as when you're doing things. This has really nothing to do with outdoors except the magnitude of how things can happen outdoors. Last week, as a school board member, I had to go up to Water Elementary. We had a new media center. I got to do the ribbon cutting on it. Just fun things, enjoyable, good things to do. Well, I took Gail's car and because it had been under the tree, and you remember the fog and all we had last week, and these covered with leaves. So I got up and went up to 388. I was going 55, 60 miles per hour, most of the leaves blowing off. Get up there, we do the ribbon cutting, and then I go back out. There's still a couple of leaves on the car, so I come back. I went up 388 from Southport to Youngstown, but I came back on Highway 231, so I went 65 on 231. Folks, I got tickled. Some leaves would just stay on there, but check these two leaves here. When I got pulled back in the driveway at home, these two leaves stayed on Gail's car all the way up there and all the way back. Now I know this is not phenomenal record-breaking news, but here's one of them right here. Okay, that leaf stayed on there, and here's the other one here. Now I just little things like that just tickle me. And I'm trying to, how do you explain something like that? Well, it's simple. They're in the right position. They're prepared. I always connected outdoors. They were prepared for the heavy wind. So it's like us outdoorsmen, as we go outdoors and doing things in the outdoors, are we prepared? So that's how I always connect whatever happens, some kind of outdoor activity. So whether we're going hunting or fishing, whatever, we always want to be prepared. Okay, real quick, I want to show one more picture, because this is Tony Seaborn. He grew up here and he lives in North Carolina right now, and he talked about this brings back memories. A friend of mine sent this to me. It's a picture of Mr. Pilcher. He owns Pilcher's Bait Tackle Shop on Highway 22, and all of y'all know that at Barton Lake. You always stop there and get crickets and crawfish and whatever. And Tony talked about going to Springfield and then Everett. And here's a picture. Is that not a great picture of Mr. Pilcher at Pilcher's Bait and Tackle? That's painted by Dennis Landingham, a local artist here, does great work. In fact, I've commissioned him to do some work for Gail and I. So a good memory there, Tony. Hope you're doing well up there in North Carolina. All right, I've got to wrap it up for today. We've got to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching the show. Do something good for someone else today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.